You mentioned the halftime team talk was kind of a little bit of a kick up the backside. What did you say, and kind of why did you feel it needed to be said at that point?
I just wanted a little bit more out of them because I felt as if we were thinking the game was going to be easy and we could just go in and get a goal whenever we needed to, and then see the 90 minutes off and all go home. And I expect us to be better, and the expectations I have on them and what I want them to place on themselves should be higher. And when we were coasting a little bit, I think that's when you've got to then stick the knife in.
What was the difference in the second half?
We got a penalty. The goal changes the game. The penalty changes the game a little bit and gives us a bit more freedom. We had a little bit more quality in the box with our final pass in the first half. We were rushing everything, which I would say that could be on me as well, because I told them to play with a high, fast tempo. But there is a moment in the game where you've got to play high and fast, and then you've got to calm down in that last little moment and put the ball across for somebody to finish, rather than just being a rush all the time. I think in the second half, the penalty changed it for us, and then the next little bit of quality that we had, we were able to put a bit of quality on the ball and score the goals.
He's had a rough go of it at times this season. How happy are you to see him get a hat trick, his first of his career tonight?
Oh really? I didn't know it was first. He's done well. I mean, Augie's now got, I think, 8 goals for us. He scored 9 goals from open play last season. So we've got to remember that he's doing all right. He's I think now that puts him at probably 5 goals against them. So he's proved that he's a good finisher. We just hope now that he gets on a streak, and strikers sometimes live off streaks, and if this can be good for him going into the next game, because it's a big game, hopefully we can get some more goals out of him before the end of the season.
How do you enjoy everything just with the conditions, and do you feel like back home at all?
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's good. It's a really good atmosphere. It makes the game quicker. Our pitch plays a little bit slow, and when it's a little bit wet like this, it's good. You see some challenges going in, and nothing better than a good challenge. Other than a hat trick, probably a really strong challenge is probably more satisfying.
In your halftime interview, you mentioned you don't want to just score 1 goal and then sit back. How important was it to you guys that you added 3 goals after that first one?
We're currently now even in goal difference. We were down 4, so that now puts us level. And I think with the teams around us, if it keeps going, as it's been going neck and neck, we might have the tiebreaker in terms of wins against, but we need to get the goals to make sure that we don't have to fall back on equal points with somebody and then lose out on goals.
What does a game like tonight do for you and your team as you approach the last 5 games of your season, all against playoff contenders in a tightly contested race?
Thanks for that. We're going to have to work hard, but to be fair to us, we're not a team that can take anything for granted. We've not got players who, can just turn up, and we're really good when we give 100% and everybody's at the max. We're really good. And when we work hard and we're pretty, I would say, horrible to play against, we're a decent team. So that style will go to the same, be the same in the last 5 games, because that's what's going to be needed, as you said, against all contenders for us.
Is it different at all holding a lead and trying to protect it against a team on the other side that's at the bottom and really not playing for anything other than pride?
Sometimes it's difficult, because when a team doesn't have anything to play for, then they can relax and they've got a bit more freedom in the play. And make no mistake, they've improved since the start of the season, Miami. They've not got the results, and they're not in the playoffs, but they're out of that contention. But they've improved, and you can see they're improving. And they've got young players, so that they're going to make decisions and probably make a few mistakes. So we didn't want to sit back once we'd gone ahead. We wanted to get more goals because we needed to put them under pressure. But I think sometimes you've got to accept that last week these got beat on the last kick of the game against Birmingham, which is another playoff contender, like top 4 contender. So they're not an easy nut to crack.
Was there any specific tweak or change that you thought kind of helped that breakthrough, or was it really just knocking on the door until it broke down tonight?
Probably just a little bit more quality in the final pass. We went down the left-hand side, tried to work it in and get a cross in, and then it comes out, and then Malik's got a little bit of skill on the edge of the box, which forces the penalty. And and that's what that little bit of quality does for you. I thought in the first half we'd get into similar areas, but wouldn't actually get over the line and get the ball in the box or have that final pass which had quality on it to give us an attempt at goal.
You made a big substitution with McAuley. What did you think that he did that opened up the game for Augie?
He's a good player, and you know, it's a really difficult one because he trains really well, plays well. He's a really good teammate, really good work ethic, and at the minute we're using him from the bench because he's so important in that role, and that's, you know, a difficult one for us because we sometimes have to consider him for starting, but then we lose the impact of what he has off the bench, and that's what he's done for us all season. And I think teams fear it now because he's got that reputation of coming on and changing games. And I thought he was excellent. And he's, like I said, his final pass and his quality, I thought it was really good.
What have you seen from Aiden Quinn since his return from injury?
Yeah, he's done well. You know, he's I can see that he's getting fitter and stronger on every game that he plays, and more minutes he gets. You know, and like I said earlier, the evening tonight with the wet turf, and you know, he got himself and put himself through a few challenges, which, you know, tests again the mentality of whether you're coming back from your knees. So credit to him and fair play to him that he's got through that.
What did you see in that kind of melee in the box that led to both red cards? I
didn't see much of it. I just saw afterwards everybody crowding round. But obviously, from what I got told, the goalkeeper's gone down, so Diz has obviously done something to the goalkeeper. But I don't think he would have done something if the goalkeeper hadn't done something to him. So it's probably not a very good or clever reaction from Diz, but you know, if somebody does that to you on the field, then the reaction might be a bit more natural, and that's probably what it was. But that's difficult for us now because we lose him for a game. So we're going to have to reassess.
What is the mentality just coming down the stretch to end the season?
Just, you got to take each game as it comes and try and win it, and also not panic when you don't, because there's a lot of, you know, noise that goes around that, you know, expectations should be here, we should do this and we should that. Well, I looked at a really good interview my wife told me to watch, and it was the guy who plays for the Milwaukee Bucks talking about Jordan winning 6 titles. Do you see it? It was great, wasn't it? What do you think to that?
I think he's right.
Yeah, no, because he's right, isn't he? Michael Jordan's not a failure, is he? You know, so we've got to make sure that our expectations are to get into the playoffs. We want to try and get a home game because we've got a really good atmosphere, really good supporters. So we want to try and do that for them. If not, we're going to have to win it another way. But once you get in, it's anybody's.